So climate change is an issue that touches the lives of every person on the planet, and my hope is that this legislation will be one of many steps taken to ensure that we preserve our climate and our future. And I feel really strongly about this. I have grandchildren who are coming forward in the next generation, and I want to make sure that we're really preparing ourselves so that that we're taking care of the planet.
Massachusetts has seen historical flooding and extreme weather conditions just this past winter and will continue seeing environmental changes caused by climate change. Human-emitted greenhouse gases, such as the burning of fossil fuels, has been shown to be the primary cause of climate change.
Well, we know that air pollution that comes from power plants, which we use to produce electricity, can have an effect on humans. We know that there are about 7 million people per year around the world that die due to air pollution. In the United States, we have almost 150 to 250,000 people that they die every year. Also, we have other mortality outcomes like increase in medication use, emergency room visits, and days of lost productivity. So by now we have ample evidence that the pollution from power plants and cars really can affect human health.
In reducing climate change effects such as rising sea levels, increased temperatures, and health effects, establishing a renewable energy infrastructure is key.
So the energy sector can really be an important source of pollution, and by replacing, especially the coal power plants, which are very dirty, by wind or solar energy, then of course we will decrease pollution.
Renewable Portfolio Standards, or RPS, demand utilities and energy companies to use a certain percentage of renewable energy as part of their overall energy supply. By increasing the Renewable Portfolio Standard, the amount of renewable energy utilities are mandated to supply to ratepayers, Massachusetts can support the infrastructure necessary to make the future safe, clean, and sustainable.
With respect to the RPS, the Renewable Portfolio Standard, Massachusetts has had its 1% a year, which means every year the utilities have to provide 1% more of electricity from renewable sources. And this has helped, of course, get more solar and wind installed. But many of us believe that that's not fast enough.
It's impacting all of us. We can see it every day. And so it's also, I think, important to say that it's important for us to move forward on a plan to push toward more renewable energy, because it also helps us economically, because we know the cost of cleaning up and the difficulties that we all encounter when these disasters happen. So it's important for us to think economically, that it's really a cost saving to move forward and produce a more robust renewable energy system.
Bill H2700, an act to increase renewable portfolio standards and ensure compliance with the Global Warming Solutions Act, proposes to increase the RPS by 2% each year. Making this bill a law will enable the state to decrease carbon pollution and also take necessary steps to prevent climate change-induced health issues such as decreased air quality and increased risk of vector-borne diseases.
In Massachusetts, the benefits of pursuing a high renewable portfolio standard outweigh the costs, which are small. Ratepayers will experience more stable rates by not being subject to the vagaries of the natural gas market, which are amplified by extreme winter weather conditions. By harnessing renewable resources within the state, Massachusetts will be increasing its own energy independence and creating jobs to support production of its own energy instead of paying fuel costs that flow out of state.
Increasing the RPS from 1% to 3% will have a very negligible impact on the life of the everyday person. It's possible that energy bills could increase slightly by as much as just maybe $1 or $2, but likely not even that much. And in the long term, it might actually, it's shown to actually, I should say, it's likely to lead to lower energy costs. Renewable resources like wind and solar have no fuel costs associated with them. The cost is upfront in building the resource. So once those resources are created, then the fuel is free. It's the wind, it's the sun. So in the long term, it'll hopefully generate lower costs for Massachusetts.
We will save money because any dollar invested in renewables now will be saving us money for damages that are caused by climate change. So it's absolutely a smart financial decision to increase the RPS.
So constituents and activists are extremely important because we as legislators, again, I've already mentioned, need to be educated. We need to understand what their priorities are, what the priorities are of the activists, of the constituents, and they're eager to really move forward.
You can call your state rep, you can call your city councilor, you can call your mayor. If you have something that you want to talk about, an issue that's important to you, they'll take your call, or someone on their staff will. But it's easy to do. Anyone can do it. And I think if more people knew that, we'd see a lot more progress around these issues.